Hey, welcome back. RC Crawler Talk. On the bench today is the Brazin HiLow Class 3 for SORRCA. So you guys been following the channel. I know it's been a while since I did a video, and I tell you what, I'm out of practice talking. So listen to me ramble. I guess we'll see how this video goes. This is take number 3 already. But so here's an update. So I got it all running, driving for a RC Palooza event up here in the Northwest, and you know, throwing it together, piecing it together. No test running. Literally, I drove it up my staircase, packed it up, headed out to the campsite for a 3-day weekend long event, and woo, I need some work. So some of the things I don't like about it. I don't like the foams I have in it. The foams are in a pinch. They're single stage Pro Line foams that I stuffed in these custom cut and shut landmines, 1.9 to 2.2. Let's see, so they're just as narrow as a regular 1.9, but they're about 5 1/4 tall. And I have them on these super shafty Osprey V3s. These things are narrow. They're like 0.6 wide. The clamping itself, the clamping inside is about 13 millimeters, and the inside bead to inside bead is just over 15 millimeters. So I made these up, got them stuffed in there just for that event, and they're bad. Not gonna work. The original foams I wanted to use, they weren't gonna work either. They were too wide. I tried cutting them up and narrowing them and shaving them down, and it just didn't work out. So I have a solution for that, and that's right here. These are from SL3DRC. These are Squid inserts. They're my first 3D printed foams or inserts. I'm gonna give these a try, and I've already got one mounted up on the other side, and it feels a lot better. A guy out there running also a really good class 3 pointed me to the guy, to the website, and said, hey, you know, message him. He can custom make sizes that you want, and go from there. So I got in touch with him. He told me how he wanted things measured. So I measured everything out, sent it to him, and within a week he had these printed up and sent to me. So that's pretty sweet. I think these things are going to work out pretty nicely. They feel really good. So other things I don't like is the wheelbase. The wheelbase is actually sitting at about 12.5 inches. First, on a C3 course, you get a lot of vertical climbs. This thing was just, it just didn't want to make the climbs, you know, partially foams, partially wheelbase, partially the shocks. So all this is going to be changed. So I've got the foams to put in. I went back and I took the original rear lower links from the bottom before this guy was bent really, really far over. So I straightened it out a little bit, and this is going to increase the wheelbase back to, you know, just over 13 inches probably. I still got to put a second bend in the right about here, but once I get them installed, I'll know where to do that. So I got those. But last time you seen it was actually a little quick update when I was out at the campsite. Before that, the videos just have not been consistent, so I just really wanted to get the truck done. I put myself into time crunch building this one and a C2 for that event, and I got them running. They're not pointed out, not yet, but so on the C3, I'm going to take the top off. So if you watch the other videos, this is a Clodbuster body that I narrowed up just over an inch more narrow than factory. You know, the bed could have turned out better. I have to, I'm going to do some stuff on the back. I got a nice little lip on the back that just popped off. So I have to reinforce that. But the rest of it held up pretty good. Didn't take any major tumbles or falls or anything like that. So It just doesn't look that clean, but I think it'll hold. It'll work. So underneath the top, let's see, what else did I do? Oh, it's not going to quite. There we go. Pretty stable. Put the body on it though, and she flops over. So just a reminder for electronics, I'm running the Holmes Hobby on this. I've got the BLSHV500LP, the low profile servos front and rear, with the Dlux Fab Capra axle behind. The Capra axle mounts from Dlux Fab. I got my custom sliders on. As you can see, I kind of had to put a little S-bend in it just to get it to work. Sliders worked out pretty good. Front bumper, you know, looks pretty good. I'm not sold on the rear bumper yet. Not really my best work. I was in a rush, like I said, but we're gonna get that fixed. Other electronics, I'm running the Crawlmaster V2 ESC, Holmes Hobby Tug Buddy servo winch, and a Team Spec revolver 1900 kV. And I'm running this on a 4S 450. Took a little piece of aluminum angle that I had, cut it up, mounted it up front as low as I could possibly go. I did order the Brazin tray for the front. However, when I put the 4S in it, where I had the body mounted, I wanted the body as low as I could possibly get. And this being up higher, it wouldn't allow me to get this height that I wanted. So I just made up that battery tray, and I cut up another piece of small aluminum scrap I had laying around just to mount that guy. So I'm gonna lengthen the rear, put different lower links and upper links, play with that whole setup. And the shocks, right now I got Dravtech, the mediums, so they're like 92.5 millimeters or whatever they are. But these are an old set of shocks, and I'm going to try something different. I really want to kind of limit the travel on the front. These super short front links, I don't need a whole lot of travel. So I'm going to get another set of Dravtechs I'm going to put on there. Going to give it a go. So I've got these guys here. Whoop. These guys here are actually off of my old C2, and they're already internally limited by 5 millimeters. So at full droop, it has roughly 5 millimeters less than the standard Dravtech shock. So that's going to limit the droop. And I got super thick oil in it too, so it's nice and smooth. The rears, I'll put them down here side by side. You can see the body length difference. But the rear shocks are actually, they're the long version, so the body's a little bit longer. And what that's going to do, I'm going to take the offset shock cap off, and I'm going to put a standard shock cap back on it. So when I lengthen out the rear, it's going to make this at a steeper angle, but still be longer. So I'll still have quite a bit of flex in the rear, I'm hoping. But these also are limited internally, also 5 millimeters or so, roughly. So we're going to play with that. Put those in, links in. So far I like the chassis. I love the ground clearance underneath of it with the 5 1/4 on Capra axles. You can see I got the super shafty front. Now if you want to put that Dlux Fab servo mount on a Capra axle, and you want to do it on a super shafty axle, just keep in mind you're going to have to do some trimming on that beautiful axle. I had to actually clearance some of the webbing to get that servo to clear. I can get up in there and see it or not, but So just if you want to do that, that's what you got to do. Probably want to lay the servo back a little, or the front axle back a little bit more for some better steering angles. Probably not much, just maybe a degree or two. And what else did I do? What else am I going to do to this? Well, I think I'm going to start with those 3 changes first. And then I'm going to get some running video, because I've got no running video of this thing. None at all. Too busy trying to drive it. I'll probably got to redo the wiring. I'm not quite liking how the wiring is with the servo winch mount up in there. I got to get an antenna tube for the line. I'll show you guys that when I get that installed. I don't like having that line just hanging out there. Too easy to kind of come off that spool when you're spooling in or out. That'll cause problems if you're in a time setting and a comp setting. So, yep, this is all part of the game. You get it running, and then you make some changes. Now, generally, I want to only make 1 change at a time, but I think I'm so far out from this thing being really good that these changes I'm going to make are going to help a lot. So, then of course I got to get full interior. Still not sold on the height of this portion. I have half an inch that I can actually drop it down per the SORRCA rules. You know, it has to be 4 inches from the bottom of the slider to the top of the cab, at 2 inches in front of the leading edge. And my restrictor on that is the height of the slider. It can be no higher than the tops of the rims. So I got this up as high as I can go. This is right at the top of the rims. So 2 inches forward about here. And I got to measure up 4 inches. So I may actually cut the top off eventually and build an internal cage. Not sold on that yet, but we'll see how that goes. I also need to get full interior with 2 drivers. If you're in the SORRCA game, you know all about scale points and stuff you can and cannot do. I'm not getting any transfer case points. I'm not getting no drop bed points. I'm not getting any chassis mounted servo points. So now I need to have a full custom interior with a driver and a passenger. So I got a plan for that. We're going to see if we can't make that happen. But so far, so good. I'm liking it. These wheels are actually a pretty good challenge to get the right size foams in. And if you go to SL3DRC, they actually have a standard set of cut and shuts for a 2.2 rim and a 5 1/4 tall for some BFG crawlers. So if you're not going super narrow rim, you could just buy those off their website and get them sent out. But these things were pretty slick. I like it. So thank you for that. Yes. So like I said, no running video yet. We're gonna make this thing better. So I guess that's about it for the updates. All right. Well, since I can't record with the phone and take the measurements all at once, I'm gonna use the GoPro, so the audio may change a little bit. So I'm using the SkyRC corner weight system. Works out pretty slick. Connects to Bluetooth to an app on your phone. So with the 450 battery under the hood, obviously no interior, no scale goodies, we're at 89.36 ounces total. 42% weight rear, 58% front. The right front 26.29 ounces, left front 25.1 ounces. So the right front is a little bit heavier. Left to right balance is 45.12, left is 44.2 ounces. So almost an ounce difference, but that's not a whole lot. So there it is. She's pretty light. It's just less than 6 pounds so far, I believe. 89.36 ounces. So less than 6 pounds. Not bad. That's what I was shooting for. We'll see how it goes with the rest of the the build and the interior. The interior is going to be all made out of styrene, so it's going to be super light anyways, but it will add some weight. 58, 42, you know, kind of generally you want to go for a 60-40. I think with this breakover angle and a 60-40 weight differential, weight bias. Now again, this is still at 12.5 wheelbase, so it may change when I lengthen the rear out a little bit. We'll see how that goes. But there it is. Class 3, narrow clod body. Trying to think of all the stuff that I did to it. But I'm going to start with those 3 changes. We're going to take it out, do some more test running, and then I'll get some actual footage and start posting up footage of it, because I think this thing is going to be a beast. Hard body on a Brazin HiLow, 4-wheel steer, really good ESC motor, servos, the whole 9. So, all right. Well, hey, I appreciate everybody watching the channel. Keep an eye out on Instagram. I'm going to get back into doing this. I think I say this every video. The intent is good. Just got to make it happen. Just got to get it done. And then hopefully we'll be at fully pointed out for next month's scale comp. And then just keep driving it. Keep driving it, having fun with it. All right, that's it for this one. Thanks, guys, for watching. Like, subscribe, share, all that. Hit that thumbs up, hit the bell. You know all the routines. All right, we will see you out on the rocks.